How's it going, everybody? My name is Chase Teep and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to give you a money saving tip that actually works. This one piece of advice is going to allow you to start saving 5, 10, 20% of your income, maybe even more, every single month. And the best part about this tip is that it is practical and actionable. You can start doing it literally today, and you'll be one step closer to achieving whatever your financial goals in life may be. So let's get into this video. I'm going to show every single person out there how you can start saving 20% of your income. Now, as someone who saves up to 75% of my own income, and actually in the last couple of months, it's actually been closer to 90%, I can honestly say that I fully understand the importance of saving money. And that's something that I want to talk about first in this video before I get into the secret or the actual way to start saving 20% of your income. And I know the math doesn't always work out exactly like this, but something that has always stuck with me, this one piece of financial advice that I've kept in the back of my head, is that $1 today could be worth $5 in the future if you know how to save that money and invest that money properly. And again, I know the math doesn't always work out like that, but just the idea that saving money today could become more money in the future, and by the exact same math, $100 that you save today could become $500 in the future. $1 million could become $5 million. And that's an insane amount of money that you're making just by choosing to save a little bit of money today. So that's something that has always stuck with me. And if you haven't heard of this notion before of $1 now equaling $5 in the future, it really comes from compound interest. This is something that a lot of investors talk about, people who like to invest their money into retirement funds or Roth IRAs or anything that compounds on a yearly or monthly basis. So the actual example that I'm going to bring for you guys today is this $1 invested today into an account that compounds daily with a 7% rate of return is going to give you $5 in exactly 24 years. So that's the math right there. Anytime you're able to use compound interest to your advantage, you're going to end up making a lot more money than you thought possible, just because you're investing it into something that's growing on itself. So anyways, I'm getting a little off track here, but that's the power of compound interest. That's why I try to save as much money as I possibly can, because I know that one day that money is going to be far more useful to me in a larger sum. So $5 in 24 years is going to be a lot more useful to me than $1 is today. And that's exactly why I value saving money so much. That's why I try to save 75%, 90% of my income every single month, because the rest of that money, I just want to put it into savings or invest that money, just take that money and put it somewhere so that one day in the future, it'll be worth a lot more. And that's exactly why I value saving money so much. That's why I'm here talking to every single person out there about saving money. I think it's so important. But that is enough about me. Let's move on to you. I'm going to spend the rest of this video talking about exactly how you, any person that is watching this video, can start saving 5, 10, 20% of their income without ever saving a dollar before in their lives. I promise this isn't some get-rich-quick scheme or some crazy type of investment. This is just a very simple and practical piece of advice that I actually learned from one of the favorite and most influential books that I've ever read. And that book is The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. I've read this book a couple times now, and I honestly enjoy it so much. I learn more from this book every single time that I read it. But the gist of the book in and of itself is that small changes today, or small baby steps today, can lead to massive results in the future, as long as you are consistent and dedicated to actually making those results happen. And that right there is the basis for the tip that I'm about to share with you all right now in this video. And that's exactly why I think this piece of financial advice is so relevant, so practical, and honestly, so soundproof. And I know I've been building it up for a little while, so let's get into it right now. Here is the tip. Here's how anybody out there can start towards saving 20% of their income today. And here we go. If your goal really is to save up to 20% of your income, or maybe even more than that, here's what I need you to do. Go and look at exactly how much money you spent last month. It's important to be as thorough as you possibly can. Go through and look at every single thing that you spent money on down to the cent. And now that you've gone through last month's spending, I want you to total it up. Find the sum, the overall amount of money that you spent over the course of the last month. And for the rest of the video, I'm just going to use $1,000 as a basis, as the example, both because that's what I used to be spending when I was living in Los Angeles, and also because it's a nice, easy number to use in mathematical equations. So let's imagine you're spending $1,000 per month, and your goal is to start saving about 20% of that income. You've never done that before. You don't even know where to start. Well, here's the thing. Here's what Darren Hardy argues in The Compound Effect. The easiest way to start saving money is to go through this entire list of all the things you bought last month and find something that equals 1% of that monthly expense. So if you spent $1,000 in the month, find something in your monthly spending that cost $10. That's it. Find something on that list that cost about $10. That's exactly 1% of your $1,000 monthly expense. And here's what you need to do now. Going into next month, cut that exact spending out of your budget entirely. And boom, if you're able to cut that out of your budget entirely, what you've now essentially done is cut 1% of your budget. And now, instead of spending $10 on whatever it was you bought, maybe it was fast food or going out and buying some sort of shirt, I don't know, whatever you spent that $10 on, now, instead of spending the $10 on that item, you can put $10 towards savings. And that right there is saving 1% of your income. And I want you to now do this every single month. Go through last month's spending, find something that equals about 1% of your entire monthly expense, and cut it out of the next month's budget. And what you're going to do every single month is basically start saving 1% of your income, then 2%, then 3%, then 4%, then 5%, until finally in 20 months' time, you're going to reach 20% of your income saved just by cutting out small individual purchases over the course of almost 2 years. And the reason that this advice is so practical and so valuable is because it's not going to change your life drastically. What you're going to find is cutting 1% out of your monthly expenses isn't that difficult. You might even go through your expenses and see an easy way to cut out 4% of your expenses, and suddenly that 4% of your expenses can go towards savings, and now you're saving 4% of your monthly income. And any time that you're able to go through that monthly expense and cut something out of it for the next month, you're just saving yourself more money than you were the month before and making progress little by little, baby step by baby step, until maybe one day soon you are saving up to 20% of your income. Or maybe you take it a step further and start saving even more, up to 50%, 75%, 90% of your entire monthly income. But it all starts with going through last month's expenses and cutting out 1% of that spending. I know it sounds so straightforward, and it really is simple, but at the same time, that doesn't mean that it's easy. So I know that a lot of people might struggle with saving money. It might be something that doesn't come naturally to a lot of people, and that's why this tip is so useful. This isn't going to force you to change anything massive about your life. And I think a lot of people, when they start saving money, or if they've never saved money before, right when they start doing it, they usually throw themselves off the deep end. They think, all right, I'm currently spending $400 per month on food. Next month, I'm going to spend $100. And almost without fail, those people are not going to accomplish that goal, because in the middle of the month, they'll realize they're close to $100. They'll realize that they resent that goal entirely, and they're going to abandon it and start spending money the exact same way that they did the month before. So instead of doing that, just cut your spending by 1%. Again, it's not going to lead to a very drastic change in your life. It's just 1%. And what you'll find over time is that usually cutting out those 1% expenses doesn't change your life at all. All you're doing is saving more money than you were before. And again, over time, the longer that you're able to do this, you can start to see really, really massive results. I mean, saving 1% of your income this month, that may not sound like a lot, but if you do it every month, in 20 months, you're going to be saving all 20% of your income. And for a lot of people, that is a life-changing amount of money. And another great thing about this one tip, this one piece of advice, is that it really does encourage you to practice good frugal habits. And I know I've made an entire video about frugal habits, but this one right here can be massive, because if you can practice it every month, it'll become part of not just something that you do on a monthly basis, but it might become part of your routine, and it encourages other good financial habits. Going over your monthly expenses, that's something that everyone should be doing anyways, in my opinion. So this is something that not only is going to help you save money, but it will encourage you to start practicing smart financial habits. And if anybody out there can walk away from this video and practice at least some sort of good financial habit that they hadn't been practicing before, I would consider this video a massive success. So if you did learn something today, please make sure that you comment that down below. Let me know that this advice is working for anybody out there. I would love to hear that somebody out there is taking this advice to heart, and it's going to be something that changes their life in the future. I almost guarantee it. And there we go. That right there is the secret to saving 20% of your income. Again, I learned this tip from Darren Hardy's book, The Compound Effect. I would highly encourage anybody out there who's interested in learning about things like this, how small changes today can lead to greater results in the future. I would highly encourage you check out this book. I'm not sponsored by him or anything, but I really like the book. So anyways, if you guys did enjoy this video, please be sure before you go to turn that like button blue, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Our goal of 1,000 subscribers is super close. I have an amazing video planned for when I do hit 1,000 subscribers, and you don't want to miss that upload. So again, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. You don't want to miss a single video that comes out every Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. But with that, I hope every single person out there is having, as always, an amazingly frugal day, and I will see you all again next time.